In this video, I'm going to show you the recommended method for connecting to LinkedIn Learning content from within Moodle, Lane Community College's learning management system. This video is intended for Lane Community College instructors, though it may be helpful for other institutions who subscribe to LinkedIn Learning services. There are other methods that can be used to gain access to LinkedIn Learning content, but the one I'm going to show you gives students quick access to specific content without requiring any additional login credentials. Topics covered include what is LinkedIn Learning, how to add it to your Moodle course, how to link to specific course or videos, and how to create or use a collection of resources from within LinkedIn Learning. Let's start by talking a little bit about the LinkedIn Learning platform. LinkedIn Learning is an online educational platform that has over 5,000 courses covering a variety of topics. The college provides instructors and student licenses to access this content at no additional cost. Some of you may be familiar with lynda.com, who provided similar courses on Microsoft Office, Google Suite, and programming for the web. LinkedIn Learning acquired lynda.com back in 2015. And you'll likely see many of the same offerings in the LinkedIn Learning catalog. Instructors who wish to use LinkedIn Learning content can do so as an additional resource for students who are struggling on a particular skill or topic. They can also utilize the content to provide information on a particular subject in substitution of a textbook or instructor-created resources. You shouldn't think of LinkedIn Learning as a replacement for Moodle, but rather as an informational resource to pull from. Some LinkedIn courses may have self-reflection questions or small assessments at the end of a video, but many don't. In order to evaluate if students have used the resources, instructors must still include some other form of assessment. If you want to see what type of content is available, you can do so without an account and prior to setting up any integration. Simply visit linkedin.com/learning and browse the catalog of available training. Let's assume you found something that interests you and that you want to use within your course. We'll add the LinkedIn Learning integration within Moodle so that you can automatically be signed in and provisioned an account. Our first step is to log into Moodle and navigate to a course you'd like to use with LinkedIn Learning. Enable Moodle's editing features by turning editing on. Use the Add an Activity button and select the activity called External Tool. Under the activity name, enter a title that will help identify this resource. For example, I'm going to type in LinkedIn Learning. Under the pre-configured tool option, we're going to use the drop-down menu and select LinkedIn Learning. Next, scroll to the bottom and save and return to the course. You should now see the activity we just created with the LinkedIn Learning icon. All we need to do now is click the link and we'll be automatically logged into the LinkedIn platform, provisioned with the ability to directly link to content using a single sign-on or an SSO link, and have a group automatically created for us when students click the link. Let's go through what happens the first time you're a new instructor setting this integration up. We are presented with a couple of initial questions the first time we log in, and these same questions will be presented to students. LinkedIn is wanting to connect your learning account to your personal LinkedIn account. If you have a personal LinkedIn account, you can choose to do this, but we highly recommend it against it for two reasons. The first is by linking the accounts, you'll be asked for your LinkedIn password in order to access the LinkedIn Learning content. Your password may be saved for up to 6 months, but that means your password to the site, the LinkedIn Learning site, is no longer managed by Lane CC. The second is when you linked your LinkedIn Learning account to your LinkedIn account, your completion and usage data may be automatically shared with LinkedIn. I'm going to opt out by clicking No and then confirm this again. This question is asking us to first identify some interests. A couple seconds later, and you'll be brought to a main homepage. We're now ready to search for some content to link to. Let's look for some Excel help. I type in my search at the top, and I get a list of search results. If you want to preview the content, simply click on the link to jump to a preview. Okay, so this looks great, and I want to include just this content in my course. I'm going to jump back to my search results, and you'll see a More button on the right-hand side. If you only see one option under the More menu, saying Add to Collection, you'll need to switch into the Admin panel mode, which is activated in the upper right-hand corner. Now that I'm in the admin view, I'm going to do a search for Excel, and I can see that more options are available to me under the More menu. Let's select Get SSO URL. This will copy the link we need to the clipboard. Now we're going to jump back into Moodle and create another external link. But this time we're going to use the SSO link we just copied so that students are brought directly to the content. So open up Moodle, going to the course, and here we're going to add the external activity. I'm going to give it a title, and this time I simply paste the SSO link address that I copied right into this area. Next, scroll down to the bottom of the screen and hit Save. Let's test the link out. If I click on the link, it should bring me directly to the content, and this is where the students will be brought to as well. Remember that the first time students click the link, they'll go through the same process we did earlier in terms of selecting interests and whether or not they want to connect to their personal LinkedIn account. Since we now got our direct link, I can remove the initial external tool that we created or simply hide it from students. You can use the same linking technique for courses, specific videos, and/or collections. Collections are a variety of unrelated clips that you can gather into a single collection or playlist. Let me show you an example. Say I'm wanting to gather a few videos on a couple of technology-related issues I've seen in the class. Maybe some content on Google Docs, maybe one on Microsoft Word, and a couple on copyright law. I'm going to start by clicking any of the LinkedIn Learning external tool links that we've already created. Next, I'm going to go and navigate to the admin part of the LinkedIn Learning platform. Click the Add button and click Create Collection. I'm going to add a title and description. You have the option of having this collection appear in searches for all of Lane Community College users. If you'd prefer only to share the collection with a specific class, you'll need to change the discoverability to selected groups so that only that group can find your content. In the group search box, start typing your Lane CC course identification number or CRN number and select the appropriate CRN when it appears. Note that course CRN numbers only appear when there is a LinkedIn Learning external tool added to a course in Moodle and the tool has been clicked one or more times. For brand new courses or courses without the LinkedIn Learning tool, you won't find them here in this group list. You can add specific skills that this content covers and add some custom tags that will make it easier to find in the future. When you're done, click Create. Now that we have a collection started, we need to add some content into it. And I'm going to add a few things. So let's say we'll do a little search. We'll add this one. And let's add this one. And one more. Okay, that looks good for now. Our final step is to copy the SSO link into Moodle just as we've done previously. I'm going to open a search and type in the name of my collection. Here it is. I'm going to click on the More button and copy the SSO link. Jumping back into Moodle course, I'm I'm going to add an external activity, give it a title, and paste in the SSO link address. Let's jump to the bottom of the page and test it. Everything looks good. There are a lot of additional LinkedIn Learning features, and it'll take a bit of time to review what content is helpful to share with your students. Additional assistance with Moodle and other academic technology is available to you. Visit our support site at lanecc.edu/ATC or email us at atc@lanecc.edu.